The slow decay of the soul, you are dying. Not all at once, but second by second. Every time you choose comfort over work, a part of your potential withers away. Every time you reach for that phone the moment you wake up, you surrender your soul to the crowd. You think you have time. You think tomorrow is a guarantee. It's a lie. The world wants you distracted. It wants you weak. Because a distracted man is a consumer, and a weak man is a slave. But today, the cycle stops. Look at your life. Are you truly in control? Or are you just a reaction to the noise? Most people are living in a reactive trance, waiting for a spark of motivation that will never come. The hard truth is, the world is designed to keep you small. The algorithms are built to harvest your attention. The food industry is built to keep you lethargic. The culture is built to keep you complaining. Because a weak man is easy to manage. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Today, we stop the rot. We stop the excuses. We stop the negotiation with our own laziness. You are about to learn the 6 habits that will turn your mind into an iron fortress. This isn't a feel-good speech. This is a war map for your life. If you are looking for comfort, leave now. But if you want to be untouchable, then listen to every word.
Welcome to True Stoic Journal, the path to inner control.
Habit 1, the sovereign hour. The war for your day is won or lost in the first 60 minutes. Every morning, you face a choice. Will you be the master, or the servant? The moment your eyes open, your brain is in its most receptive state. It is like wet cement. And what do? You reach for that phone. You let the world's trash, the emails, the headlines, the social media drama, harden into the foundation of your day. By the time you get out of bed, you have already lost. You are already in reaction mode. You are worried about a world you haven't even stepped into yet. The sovereign hour is the habit of claiming the dawn. For the first hour, there is no digital noise. No external voices. No demands. Just you. The silence. And the work. This is the time to sit with your thoughts. This is the time to sharpen your focus like a surgical blade. Marcus Aurelius didn't have a smartphone, he had a journal. He used the quiet of the morning to prepare for the betrayals, the ungratefulness, and the chaos of the Roman Empire. He knew that if he didn't anchor himself in the morning, the waves of the day would sweep him away. Think about the power you give away when you scroll. You are looking at lives you don't lead, problems you can't solve, and people who don't care about you. You are feeding your brain junk food before it has had its first breath of reality. Instead, use this hour for deep work. Use it for meditation. Use it for physical movement. When you spend the first hour in deliberate silence, you build a psychological wall. When the world finally wakes up and starts screaming at you, it finds you ready. It finds you grounded. It finds you sovereign. If you cannot control the first 60 minutes of your existence, you are a guest in your own life. You are a tenant in a mind owned by big tech. Take back the keys. Close the door to the world. And find the power that only exists in the early morning stillness. This is not just a morning routine, it is an act of rebellion against a world that wants you addicted to the glow of a screen. Habit 2, the physical anvil. Your mind and your body are not two separate things. They are one single weapon. A soft body eventually leads to a soft mind. If you cannot control your urge to eat, if you cannot force yourself to move when you are tired, then your discipline is a hollow shell. It is a fake. The Stoics practiced what we call voluntary suffering. They didn't do it because they were masochists. They did it because they knew that comfort is a slow-acting poison. Comfort makes you slow. Comfort makes you cowardly. Habit number 2 is the physical anvil. You must challenge your body every single day until it learns its place, as the servant of your mind. Lift the heavy iron until your muscles scream. Run until your lungs burn. Step into the ice-cold shower when your brain is begging for the warmth of the heater. Why? Because you are training the will. When you are under a heavy barbell, you cannot be distracted by social media. When you are running up a steep hill in the rain, you cannot worry about your reputation. You are forced into the brutal, beautiful present moment. Physical struggle is the fastest way to kill the ego. It teaches you that your limits are just lies told by your comfort-loving brain. Every time you do that extra rep, every time you push through the cold, you are killing the weak self. You are forging a body that can carry a heavy soul. If you want a mind that can survive a storm, you must build a body that can survive the fire. Most people treat their bodies like a piece of luggage they have to carry around. The Stoic treats his body like an instrument of war. It must be tuned. It must be tested. It must be pushed to the breaking point so that the breaking point moves further away. When you master your physical desires, the hunger, the fatigue, the laziness, you gain a level of self-respect that no one can take from you. You look in the mirror and you see a man who has conquered himself. And once you conquer yourself, the world has very little power over you. Habit 3, the strategic pause. We are living in an age of impulse. Someone cuts you off in traffic, you snap. Someone leaves a mean comment, you type back. You feel a tiny bit of stress, you reach for a snack or a drink. You are a puppet, and every external event is pulling your strings. You are not choosing your life, you are just reacting to the world's provocations. The Stoic masters the strategic pause. Viktor Frankl, a man who survived the horrors of the concentration camps, discovered a secret: between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Habit 3 is about widening that space. When a trigger happens, do nothing. This is the hardest work you will ever do. Someone insults your intelligence. Freeze. Wait. You feel the urge to check your phone while you're working. Wait. You feel the rising heat of anger because things aren't going your way. Wait. This pause is where your freedom lives. In those few seconds, your rational mind has a chance to catch up with your animal instincts. You must realize that your anger, your frustration, and your impulses are not you. They are just biological signals. They are like weather patterns passing over a mountain. The mountain doesn't move because it's raining. The mountain doesn't move because there's a storm. Be the mountain. By pausing, you stop the leak of your energy. You stop letting the world dictate your mood. You become a rock in the middle of a crashing ocean. The waves hit you, and they break. You stay still. That is true power. Anyone can scream. Anyone can get angry. Anyone can be impulsive. It takes a master to be still. It takes a Stoic to look at a provocation and decide that it is not worth his peace of mind. The next time you feel that itch to react, stop. Count to 10. Breathe. Realize that by not reacting, you have already won. Habit 4, the silent weapon. Look around you. Everyone is talking. Everyone is shouting for attention, desperate to be heard, leaking their power through their mouths. People talk to hide their insecurities. They talk to prove they are smart. They talk because they are afraid of the silence. But every time you speak without intention, you are leaking your power. The fourth habit is the silent weapon. The Stoics were famous for being laconic, men of few words. They understood that words are like currency. If you spend them on everything, they become worthless. When you practice silence, you gain the ability to observe. You start to notice the things other people miss. You notice the lies. You notice the patterns. You notice the hidden motives behind people's smiles. Silence is not a lack of power, it is the ultimate concentration of it. When you stop explaining yourself to people who don't matter, you save that energy for things that do. When you stop complaining about your problems lose their grip on your mind. Silence allows you to hear the voice of your own reason. Practice holding your tongue. Even when you have a perfect comeback, don't say it. Even when you have a great idea, don't announce it to the world. Work in the dark. Succeed in the dark. Let your results speak for you. Let your character speak for you. The loudest person in the room is usually the most insecure. They are trying to convince the world of their value because they haven't convinced themselves. The silent man is the one who is truly dangerous. He is the one who is calculating. He is the one who is listening. He is the one who knows that once a word is spoken, it can never be taken back. Master your mouth, and you will master your mind. In a world of noise, silence is the greatest mystery. It is a shield that no one can pierce. Habit 5, the architecture of grit. The world is full of starters. People who start a new business, for a week. People who start a new diet, for a day. People who start a book, but never finish the first chapter. They are addicted to novelty. They are addicted to the high of starting something new. But the Stoic is a finisher. Habit 5 is the architecture of grit. This is the understanding that true greatness is breathtakingly boring. It is not a series of heroic moments. It is the relentless, daily, repetitive execution of the same basic tasks when no one is watching. It is waking up and doing the work when the sun is shining, and waking up and doing the work when your heart is broken. Consistency is the ultimate separator. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how talented you are. If you cannot do the work for 1,000 days in a row, you will lose to the person who can. Stop looking for a hack. Stop looking for a shortcut. There is no secret. There is only the anvil. Excellence is not an event. It is a habit. You are what you repeatedly do. If you want to be a master, you must fall in love with the grind. You must learn to find beauty in the repetition. Most people quit when the excitement wears off. That is exactly when the real work begins. That is when you separate yourself from the herd. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. But more importantly, remember that every time you quit, you are training yourself to be a quitter. You are building a nervous system that is wired for failure. Every time you push through the boredom, you are building the architecture of grit. You are becoming a person who finishes what they start. You are becoming a person who can be trusted. In a world of flakes and pretenders, the man who is consistent is a king. Habit 6, the fluid mind. The only constant in this universe is change. Your circumstances will shift. The people you love will leave. Your body will age. Your plans will fail. Most people break because they are rigid. They cling to how things used to be. They cry about, why me? They resist reality until they are exhausted and defeated. The sixth habit is the fluid mind. The Stoic practices a more fatty, the love of fate. You don't just tolerate the obstacle, you love it. Because the obstacle is the fuel for your growth. If a fire is strong, it consumes everything you throw into it. It doesn't matter if it's wood, trash, or gold. The fire just gets bigger. You must be that fire. When life throws a curveball, adapt. When a door closes, look for the window. Stop wasting energy fighting reality. Reality is going to win every time. Accept what you cannot change, and focus 100% of your power on what you can change. The fluid mind is like water. It doesn't fight the rock, it flows around it. If the path is blocked, it finds a new way. It never complains about the shape of the container it is in. It simply occupies the space. This is the ultimate form of resilience. It is the ability to maintain your inner peace regardless of the external chaos. When you stop demanding that the world behave according to your wishes, you become free. You stop being a victim of fate and start being its partner. You realize that everything that happens to you is an opportunity to practice virtue. A difficult boss is an opportunity to practice patience. A lost job is an opportunity to practice courage. A broken heart is an opportunity to practice self-reliance. If you are fluid, you cannot be broken. If you are adaptable, you are invincible. The final command, forge your destiny, the time for listening is over. The time for execution is now. You have the blueprint. You have the 6 habits. But knowledge without action is just a sophisticated way of wasting time. If you finish this video and go back to your old habits, you have gained nothing. You have only wasted more of your limited time. Do not go back to your old life. Do not go back to the mindless scrolling. Do not go back to the excuses. Do not go back to the comfort that is killing you. The world is full of people who talk about change. Be the person who actually changes. Claim your morning. Challenge your body. Master your pause. Use your silence. Build your grit. And embrace the change. The world is waiting to see what kind of man you will become. Will you be another casualty of comfort? Or will you be a commander of your own soul? The choice is yours. But remember, every second you hesitate is a second you are choosing to stay weak. Every excuse you make is a brick in the wall of your own prison. Break out. Step into the fire. Forge the mind. Become untouchable.